your pocket. If you make sure it's not going to ring during our meeting, we'd appreciate it. And/or your purse or wherever it happens to be. First, today we have a special meeting. This is special meeting number 6, called for the purpose of going into special meeting for the purpose of holding a public hearing for consideration of a CDBG grant application for the MASL Locust Basin. It's hereby understood that the meeting of September 25th, 2017 at 4:30 City Hall, Thomas J. Smith Council Chambers is a special meeting called by the majority of the members of the Burlington, Iowa City Council. Notice of said meeting was personally acknowledged by each member of the City Council. Notice was made by the City Clerk on September 22nd, 2017. So we are ready for roll call.
Anderson? Here. Davidson?
Here.
Fleming?
Here.
McCampbell? Wilson? Here.
Okay. This is a public hearing for consideration of a CDBG grant application for the Mazel Locust Basin.
The need for the activities identified. The City of Burlington has a need to complete combined sewer separation in the Locust Basin. Combined storm and sanitary sewer makes up a majority of the MASL basin and poses many problems for the city. A preliminary design study has been conducted to determine capacity needs and eliminate combined sewer overflows while establishing a plan and opinion of cost. How the proposed activity will be funded: Community Development Block Grant Program through Iowa Economic Development Authority. The City of Burlington will use the money from the state revolving fund to finance the remainder of the projects. Date application is due. The CDBG application is due October 1st, 2017. Requested amount of federal funds: City of Burlington is requesting $600,000 from Iowa Economic Development Authority Community Development Block Grant Program. Federal funds will benefit low to moderate income persons. 61.3% of grant funds will benefit the low and moderate income persons in the area where the project is located. This was determined by low to moderate income survey conducted by the City of Burlington. Where the activity will be conducted, the project will take place in the City of Burlington. Minimize displacement of person. During construction of the project, there will be no residents that will have to be displaced. Plans to assist persons displaced. The City of Burlington has adopted or will adopt a residential anti-displacement and relocation assistance agreement and will update to meet HUD guidelines as needed. Nature of proposed activities: the City of Burlington will address combined sewer overflows in order to comply with Iowa DNR mandates.
Okay.
And also, this $600,000 that we're applying for is part of the Locust Basin Separation Project, estimated at $5.3 million.
Well, that's construction costs, engineering on top of that.
$850,000.
Is that both the design and the contract administration for construction?
We'll likely do all the inspection work ourselves, so that is a cost that we haven't seen yet.
Anyone from the audience have a comment or a question? Council?
I have nothing. The question I have, I guess sometimes I know we've had to raise sewer and water bills because of doing this. Would this kind of help, that we wouldn't have to raise something or help towards that?
Well, yes and no. The schedules that I'd seen there were some preliminary cost estimates that had been put together for this phase, I don't know, back before
But it would help
back before I was started.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, those numbers were $35 million for the Mazel work that needed to be done, were kind of an estimate. The most recent estimate, the Locust here, is $5 million. The next three portions, we have a preliminary cost estimate closer to $90 million at this point.
So everything helps.
So everything helps, but given the extent of that, I mean, we've got $90 million of CSO work that's estimated to need to be done. Our schedule calls for it to be done by 2023.
2025 for a complete separation, 2028 for
The
EQ
equalization.
basins as needed.
So we need all the grants we can get.
And we're going to need more time. As HR Green has been working on putting together their cost estimates of this. They have a tentative schedule going through 2038 to get this work done. That's just not the equalization tanks. That'd be on the back side of that.
Are there grants
Even-
like this every year then that he can apply
We
to?
can go after this again. However, this CDBG is all predicated on having the survey done that shows a demonstrated benefit to people with LMI, we need to have 50% LMI in an area in order to qualify.
Your survey's good.
Just this year.
For this year. for
So
this
we'd have to have
application.
another survey done, and it would have to be specifically towards those other basins that showed that there was income, that it income qualifies. That's possible to have happen, and we can have subsequent projects where we ask for CDBG funds in the future, but we don't know that we'll be eligible.
This will have to be closed out also. This project will have to be complete.
Which
We'll
is,
be able to reapply until this portion of the work is complete and this grant's complete.
so that statement that this work would have to be completed, this is scheduled to be done by 2019, which,
Oh.
and then the next phase is scheduled to begin after that. So the way we have the workflow set up, you could do one for each of the project pieces,
Projects.
but
No.
we're not gonna get it broken down
The way that HR
into,
Green breaks down the project pieces in there, we wouldn't have enough construction time, given our current consent order, to
No.
do it that way and apply for CDGB. We'd have to have the projects overlapping. But that being said, there is the possibility we could have the consent order.
that being said, the consent order, they've expressed a willingness to extend it out, but given the scope of what this is, for a cost estimate, I would be hesitant to say that we can look to a foreseeable future, 20 years down the road, where we're able to stay with 3% rate increases and make this happen. I just think that's something that we have to have a
Let's-
realization of, that in the future, there's gonna be a point where
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen.
Just
$90 million.
Yeah, rebuilding our infrastructure,
Man.
yes. Mhm.
That is a,
Well, I'm glad we're eligible for this. and-
anything else, council?
No. Motion to close?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to close the public hearing. Kathleen?
Anderson,
Aye.
Davidson,
Aye.
Fleming,
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye. I have a resolution approving the application of a community development block grant for the Locust Basin sewer separation.
Second.
Motion and second. Kathleen?
Anderson.
Aye.
Davidson,
Aye.
Fleming,
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Thank you, council. Now I need a motion to adjourn our special
I
meeting.
move that we adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second.
Anderson,
Aye.
Davidson,
Aye.
Fleming,
Aye.
Wilson.
Aye.
Special meeting's adjourned, and the camera crew needs a minute or two, so we're going to take a real short break.